Okay. Let me get this live streaming and then we'll get this going. So I'm gonna share my screen really quick. Hello everyone, we're live. We are live. Welcome to tonight's call. My name is Sam Hidja, and before we get started, I'm gonna share some a couple videos, two videos in fact. So here's the very first video to give you a little preview on what we are creating here at Divinfi.
Do you ever feel like you're not reaching your full potential? Like you're stuck in a rut, both personally and professionally? Imagine a life where you wake up every day excited with true freedom. You're living in abundance and experiencing the power of AI technology for financial freedom. Welcome to Divinfi. We're here to guide you on a journey of instant transformation to the highest state of consciousness while using AI to eliminate financial stress. You've heard of self-driving cars, but have you heard of self-growing bank accounts? At Divinfi, it's not just about working hard. It's about transforming your entire life and accessing your infinite potential. Join a community of true freedom and fulfillment. Get back to the person who shared this video with you for more information. Welcome to Divinfi. Consciousness
Let's
and
go.
currency.
Welcome to Divinfi, consciousness and currency. So that's the first video. I'm going to show you guys one more video just because. Okay, now here's the second one.
Witness the dawn of a new Earth, in a world where consciousness and currency converge. Join Don Smith as he guides a total transformation. Introducing AI Apollo, your gateway to financial freedom, where spiritual enlightenment meets financial abundance. Join our network and unlock infinite earning potential. Divinfi, elevate your consciousness, multiply your currency. Join the revolution today.
All right, awesome. So we actually got a new. I need to get the new video that the guy I made some edits on that one. So those are some for those of you that are already in the program. We'll have those uploaded to YouTube so you can start to use them as tools and start to really pique people's interest. If they align with it, awesome. And if not, no worries. We're here to just find the right people, create connections with the right leaders, and that way we can really start to just lock arms and get to our goal, which our goal is to raise humanity's consciousness to the highest levels and then give them freedom in every single aspect of life. And so I'm going to share my screen and we're going to get into tonight's presentation. And so there we go. I want to welcome you to Divinfi, the biggest launch in history. And like I said, our goal here is to, and our vision is to create an ecosystem that brings freedom to all 8 billion people here on Earth. And so when we talk about the word freedom, it is multifaceted, right? You want to help people have financial, location, time, and most importantly, the emotional freedom. And so I'll share with you a little bit about my story. And if you don't know, my name is Sam. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer here at Divinfi. Looking forward to finally step down from the corporate role and just do some of the fun stuff like this, which is just share information with you awesome people and really just share, right? That's what it's all about. It's connection and sharing the knowledge and the information. And I've been an entrepreneur for the last 12 years. I got my first start in entrepreneurship in the car exporting business. So I was in the US. That's where I lived for most of my life. Dallas, Texas. That's where I grew up, like from 2000 all the way to 2024. Did a lot of traveling. And basically at 18, I earned my first six-figure income in the car exporting business. I was just buying and selling cars all over the world, right? So that was like my first like step in entrepreneurship. And I had like pretty decent money at the age, at 18 years old. I'm 30 right now. I'm 30 years of age. But then I realized that that wasn't actually what I was looking for. It was a part of it, but it wasn't the whole pie, right? There was more that I was looking for. Because when I was a kid, and maybe you can relate, like I wanted to be free. I never thought I was going to be an astronaut or a lawyer or a doctor or any of these things. I never had that kind of like, oh, one day when I get older, I'll be this. No, I never really thought about it like that. I just wanted to be free. I hated school. I actually hated school, which is funny because my mom was a teacher, and I didn't do that well. I just didn't really try. I just wanted to be free. And so when I got to 18 and I started earning really good money, I realized that that wasn't everything. And so a few years after being in the car exporting business, I met a gentleman in the industry of network marketing. He was maybe 2 or 3 years older than me, maybe younger. I don't even know. But he was doing some pretty big stuff, right? He was able to earn millions of dollars in his career. He was traveling in private jets. He had 3 supercars, all of these things. And I thought that that's what I really, really wanted, which, if that's your thing, then that's cool. But I saw that and I was like, okay, I'll listen to your advice. I'll listen to what you have to say because you have the results that I wanted at the time. And so I got introduced to the world of network marketing and I learned about leverage. I learned about how you can actually earn income while you're traveling, while you're doing the stuff that you really want. And throughout the last 12 years, I started to dabble in the space and other spaces as well, like affiliate marketing, direct sales, e-commerce, forex trading, crypto trading and coaching, and then rental arbitrage, like all of these different industries that allowed me to have leverage. And I earned millions of dollars myself. And I started to travel all over the world. I went to 25 different countries. But then I realized that there was still something that was missing. Okay, there was still something missing. And it really became apparent in the second half of 2023 when I decided to just leave everything in America. I had my business. I still do. I just put it on autopilot and it was just working on its own. I just set up all the systems, all the employees and everything. And I went to East and Southeast Asia. So was traveling all over, didn't really work more than 5, 6 hours the entire time, the second half of 2023. And then I started to experience some pretty interesting things in my life, which never happened before. I was starting to have major anxiety, depression, panic attacks. It was funny because I got certified in breath work, but I woke up every morning, couldn't breathe. So it was such a paradox. And then I had suicidal thoughts and tendencies. I was like, okay, what the heck? Like, what's the heck? What's like, why am I even alive? Like, I never thought that way, but like life really was lackluster and I felt trapped. I was in a marriage that was very unfulfilling at the time as well. So that didn't help. And it got to the point where I was on the 48th floor of this penthouse in Malaysia in Kuala Lumpur. And, you know, I don't really know if I would have actually done it, but for the first time in my life, I'm like, why don't I just end it? Like I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired, waking up, feeling like I can't do anything to change the situation of like these panic attacks and everything. It was just not feeling good at all. And so, as humans, we usually are motivated by two things, either inspiration or desperation. And for me, at that time, I was motivated by desperation. I had to get really desperate to make a change. I was super addicted to smoking marijuana. I smoked it every day for 12 years. Some of the people that knew me back then, I mean, it's just a very open thing. I was like, yeah, like it helps me be more productive. That's what an addict says. Okay. So I didn't think I had a problem, but obviously I did. And so I ended up actually going through a divorce shortly after that moment in Kuala Lumpur. And then I went to jail in Bali, Indonesia, where I spent 6 days in a jail and then 17 days in a rehab. And they made me pay them $50,000 US just to get out of the jail. So it was for the marijuana, by the way, just so you know. And I'm very open. There's no shame around it just because I actually, if I had to do it again, I probably would, just because it was the pivotal moment that really made me just take radical change, make a radical change. And it was the thing that helped me transform and it got me here. So I wouldn't change anything. But after that experience in Bali, my buddy Jamie, which I only knew online, he's the CEO of this system. He calls me and he's like, "Hey, you need to come to the Philippines and you need to meet Don," which I met Don online via Zoom, like probably a year before, but I actually ended up meeting him in the Philippines. And so Don, some of you went through his process yesterday. And so what I'm going to tell you, you're gonna know that this to be 100% true. Don has the most powerful transformational program on the planet today. He's been utilizing this with his clients for the last 44 years. He's been piecing it together. And so some of his clients, they were like the guy from the BlackBerry, the ones that created the BlackBerry. He's actually one of the CEO, the co-CEO, his name is Jim Balsley. He wrote a book. He actually mentions Don in that book. I forget what the name is. I'll figure it out for you later. Don's worked with 8 billionaires. He's worked with elite athletes in 15 different sports. He's helped people with cancer. He's helped people with all of these crazy things because everything that we experience in the outside world is actually a reflection of the inside world. The outside is a reflection of the inside. And this is actually a universal law, right? The law of correspondence, as within, so without, as above, so below. So whatever you're experiencing within, even if you're not conscious of it, even if it's subconscious, will be reflected in your life. And for me, everything that I experienced was a reflection of this internal world, the self-sabotage program that got created at a very young age. So what Don does, which some of you have experienced, he takes you to the very first moment that you ever created this toxic pattern, which happened before the age of 7. Anywhere from 0, meaning in the womb, all the way to 7 years of age, your subconscious mind is wide open and you're downloading and creating these programs which you'll run off of for the rest of your life. So to give you a little bit more insight on what happens, Don, he takes you to the very first moment, right? And so this moment keeps you anchored in one of these levels of consciousness. So this is right here, the consciousness scale, which was created by a guy named Dr. David Robert Hawkins. And he has a book called Power versus Force, which I would recommend you read. It's really good. I read it over 10 years ago, but it didn't really make sense till earlier this year. And what Dr. Hawkins says is that every single emotion is on a level of consciousness or frequency or vibration. And you can use these words interchangeably. Okay, so it goes from 0 to 1,000. That's a scale from 0 to 1,000. At the very bottom of the scale, it is shame, which is a level 20. Fear is 100. Courage is 200. And enlightenment is 700 to 1,000. So a guy named Hitler, which we all know, he was operating at a level 50. Okay, level 50. And it's no wonder he created and he did all those things all those atrocities, right? Just look at the consciousness level he was at. Now, all the great teachers and masters, whether it was Moses, Jesus, Buddha, Muhammad, Zoroaster, all of these great teachers, they were at a level 1,000 and they knew and they preached that enlightenment is your natural state. It is your natural state. It is you and I's natural state that we have always, that was our natural state when we first came onto earth. When you were a brand new baby, that was your natural state. And that's why, like, whenever a baby's born, it's like there's so much light, there's so much happiness and joy because that is a natural state that you come in as a baby, right? And so what happens is that there's a moment in time that keeps you in these lower levels of consciousness of sabotage and victim mentality and poverty or toxic patterns. And so to give you a little bit more insight, more than 80% of the world's population is underneath this line right here, the 210. More than 80%. And I would say the majority of those 80% are actually at level 100 fear. More than like the majority of the world, right? They're in fear of losing their job. They're in fear of losing their partner. They're in fear of losing their life, which, if you really take a step back and look at it, you are not this body, right? You're simply the consciousness operating this body. Like, you get into your car, you don't assume that you are the car. You assume that you are driving the car. So the body is simply just that. It's the car, and you, the consciousness, are driving this car slash vehicle or body, whatever you want to say. So we are limitless. We are infinite. And so when you really start to embody this level of consciousness, you start to move in a way where there is no fear. There's just certainty. There's just knowing. And things just start to happen in a way that you cannot even fathom. You're at the right place at the right time with the right people. Things just happen to you like miraculously, right? So I told you where I was before I met Don. So at the level of consciousness, I was probably at a level 125 desire, which is why I would desire things, right? Like, I had a lot of addictions. I was addicted to weed, sex, money, travel, people pleasing, validation. All of these things was dealing with panic attacks and anxiety, all of these things. And in one moment, one instant, Don helped me get to that moment and release it. And I went from the level 125 all the way to my natural, is, like I said, your natural state as well. So you could think of this process as getting rid of the energetic anchor holding you back from accessing your infinite potential. So imagine being at the very bottom of the ocean, the very bottom of the ocean. You have an anchor that's tied to you, and you try to swim to the top, right? The top is enlightenment, the very bottom is shame. So you try to get to enlightenment, and you get 30% up, and then the anchor brings you back down. You go 30% up, and then the anchor brings you back down. So what does Don do? He helps you release the energetic anchor, and then you start to play, right? You get to play and experience this life, and you start to step into your infinite energy. Okay, so that is essentially Don's process. And our system is created with two aspects. So we have the consciousness side, and then we have the currency side. And the reason why I talk about this so deeply is because we're going to give you a way for you to earn infinite income, right? To have wherever you want, the financial levels you want to be at, you can do that, but you need to be able to stop sabotaging yourself. And that's where this comes in, because if we give you the best, currency plan, pay plan to earn as much money, you'll figure out a way to ruin it before you get there. Or maybe you get there and then you just give it all away. Okay, so let's get into the next side. But before I do, just make sure that you are taking advantage of this. So Dawn does 2 classes a week. Tuesdays are for new clients. Thursdays are for clients that have already gone through it. So you can go through it again. If you went to it last or yesterday or this morning or whatever, then you can go Thursday. So if you have not done it, make sure to answer the questionnaire, because it's very, very important for the process. So let's get into the currency side of things. So, in the video that I showed you earlier, it talks about how nowadays people trust AI so much that they're willing to take their hands off of the steering wheel of their car, their Tesla or whatever car that they have that has AI now. So the question is why don't we trust AI to grow our bank accounts hands-free? And that's what this product is exactly. It's called Apollo. And so Apollo is an AI that connects to your crypto wallet, and it does 20 to 50% hands-free. And this is just the range. It could do more than 20, or it could do less than 20%. It could do more than 50%. In fact, in the last, it's been less than 4 weeks, but it's done 51%. So very awesome. And you always have control of the funds, which is amazing, because I've seen some other programs where you actually have to send the money to the company. You don't have control. So you always have control of your funds. You just simply do a connection, an API. That's what it is connection to your wallet, where the AI is able to see the funds, trade the funds, but it cannot withdraw the funds. And the minimum investment was $100,000 US. That's what the developer had it at. We told him like, hey, we want to use this for the community. He said, okay, $10,000 minimum. We said, that's still not going to work. He said, okay, well, $1,000 minimum, and then we're going to do a 50-50 split. So if you start with $1,000, your split with the developer is 50-50. Okay, very easy to understand. So if you do $1,000 at 20% growth, that's $200 that you earn every month. If you have 1,000, it is 50%. That is $500, and you just split it. So if it's 200, you get 100. He gets 100. If it's 50, it's 500 total. You get 250. He gets 250. Very simple. And when it comes to investing, just know that past performances are not indicative of future results. Nothing is guaranteed in life, especially whenever you are an investor. You just have to make sure that you're investing what you're willing to lose. But this is just what we've seen over the last couple of years. It's been doing anywhere between 20 to 50% return. In fact, the average is about 28%. So just so you know. Now, I'm going to talk to you about the power of compounding, right? We all know this guy, Albert Einstein, right? So very smart guy. He said that the compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it, and he who doesn't pays it. So I'm going to show you the power of compounding. If you've not seen this, you're ready to get blown away. It's very cool. Let me just make sure it's up. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. So there you go. All right, so this is the compounding calculator. It's going to show you the power of compounding. So let's say you started with $1,000 and you're compounding it at 10% a month, right? Because at 50%, 50%, I'm sorry, 20% compounded every month, you'll have to split that with the developer. So let's say it's 10% after you split. So 10% a month for 5 years. Okay, and you want to think about this AI. This is how I would think about it, as a savings account, because nowadays, I'll take the US as an example because every other currency around the world is pegged to the US dollar. The US dollar is losing about 1% a month. So over a year, you're losing 12% in purchasing power, which is why when you go to the grocery store, you're able to buy less groceries, less goods, because the dollar is losing value, which means the amount of goods you're able to buy is going down. Okay, so let's say $1,000 at 10% a month for 5 years. Let me show you what that would look like. So at $1,000 initial balance, it would take you 8 months to double your investment. So it would go from 1,000 to 2,000 in 8 months. And after 5 years, you would earn $304,481.64 if you allowed it to compound over and over and over and over again. So that's just that 10%. Let's just say it did 50%, which the split would be 25%. So 25% a month. Let's see what that would look like, just to know. So at $1,000 initial balance, you would double your money in 4 months, and by 5 years, you had $652,000,000, $530,446.80. Pretty awesome. Is it realistic? Probably not, but this is the power of compounding. And I'm not even telling you have to use our AI, but what I am telling you is to make sure that you find something that can actually compound your money for you every single month, because if you're not, guess what? You're losing money having it sit in a bank account. So let's talk about being an entrepreneur and an investor. So there's this guy right here. His name is Robert Kiyosaki. He was I'm sure you guys know him, right? So he's wrote a couple of books. And so he wrote, the first book was called Rich Dad Poor Dad. Second book is this book, The Cash Flow Quadrant. And the third book was The Business of the 21st Century. So we'll talk about the business of the 21st century here in just a moment. And so in the cash flow quadrant, it talks about there's 4 ways to earn income. So the first way is being an employee. So let's say you work for a smoothie shop, right? You're making smoothies, you trade your time for money, right? You work 8 hours, you get paid for 8 hours, right? So you have a job, you have to be there, you only get paid for your time. And a lot of the times you are getting paid and you're living off of paycheck to paycheck, right? So I remember being working, my last job was actually at Jared's. This is a jewelry store in the US. And there was most months, right? Like I worked just enough to survive, but not enough to leave. And that's just the system that they've created. And this might be kind of brash and harsh, but someone needs to tell you the truth. Slavery was not abolished, it was just reinvented, right? Because as a job, it's the acronym is for job is JOB, and it stands for just over broke. You have just enough money to survive, but not enough to leave. So the chains of employment, they're no longer on us physically, but they're around us energetically because we feel like we need someone to tell us what to do. Okay, so just some food for thought. Just some food for thought. If you love your job, awesome. But if not, there are other ways to earn income. Okay. Now let's say one day you're like, I want to be the owner of the smoothie shop. So you open up a smoothie shop, you become self-employed. Okay. Now you no longer have a job, but you actually own a job. You own a job because you are the lifeblood of the business. Even if you have employees, you don't have the leverage to be able to go and take 4 or 5 months off. Okay. That's just what it is. And so the goal, if you want to be financially free, it's moving from the left side of the quadrant to the right side. So you go from being self-employed to becoming a big business owner. So as a big business owner, you leverage systems, right? So this side is all about leverage, right? Leverage, leverage, leverage. Remember that word. So as a business owner, let's just say you open up a McDonald's franchise. So that's a really good way to think about it because if you've ever been into McDonald's, I mean, it's been a long time since I've been into McDonald's. Um, Actually, that's a lie. Before I went to the Philippines, it had probably been 15 years, but then Jamie convinced me to eat a Big Mac. So that's that. um, but I remember like a long time ago, over 10 years ago, I remember walking in and like one of my buddies, he was managing the McDonald's. He was like 17 years of age. The reason why 17-year-olds can actually manage a whole McDonald's is because they have a system. So system is another acronym, right? And it stands for saving you some time, energy, money. Saving you some time, energy, money. Okay. So McDonald's has literally a system that teaches people how to run it so it's profitable. You fry the fries this way, you flip the patties this way, you mop this way, you wash the dishes this way. So that's why a 16, 17-year-old can run the whole McDonald's and it's not going to go to shit. Okay, so you're leveraging a system. Now, the fourth way, I'm sorry, you're leveraging not a system, but you're leveraging your money. You're having your money work for you. Okay, very simple. So back in the day, if you wanted to invest in for, let's say, the stock market, the US stock exchange, it would be $1 million minimum. And then they lowered it. They lowered it. I think now you can get in with, a couple hundred less than that, right? Now, I remember about 7, 8 years ago, I had a mentor. He lived in Singapore and he ran a hedge fund that had billions and billions of dollars. And so I said, hey, like, can you teach me how to trade? Can you teach me how to invest? Excuse me. And so he at the time was like, yeah, I can, but you need to have a minimum of $100,000 that you're willing to lose. So I'm like, oh damn, okay, well, better get to work. And now with technology, you can actually get started and start investing with $1,000, maybe less, right? With cryptocurrency, you can get in with $10. So it's really shifted things, and anyone can be an investor. let's say you wanted to use Apollo, our AI will show you a way where you can actually earn the income and you can start to become an investor. Okay, so we have two products. We have Dawn's amazing transformational process, and we have Apollo. So you get these two whenever you purchase the Freedom Pack. The Freedom Pack is $149 startup, meaning the first month. And then every month after that is $99. Okay, so let's say you have amazing results from the process, you have amazing results from the AI. You want to get your membership for free. All you need to do is refer 3 people, meaning like let's say, for example, your mom, your dad, your brother, your membership is absolutely free. Okay, awesome. So then the next thing is our partnership program. We're going to show you a way where you can actually create a full-time business. You can either go part-time, you can go full-time, or you can go big time. Okay, so what we do is this whole model is in the industry of network marketing. Okay, so the traditional route of marketing would be, let's say, TV advertisements, putting it in the newspaper, commercials, so on and so forth, billboards, whatever. So what we do is instead of spending millions of dollars on these traditional forms of marketing, we pay people like you and I to spread it via word of mouth, to share it via word of mouth. Okay, so that's all it really is. There is an infinite income potential. You can earn anywhere from $100 a month all the way to $4 million every single month, meaning you can surpass the highest paid CEOs in the world through our partnership program. Now, number two, you can earn weekly residual income, meaning you can essentially build this one time. You can share this with people one time, and you can get paid many times, if not forever. Okay, so if you have not experienced residual income, or if you don't know what it is, a very simple way to think about it is real estate. Okay, let's say you buy a house for $250,000. The mortgage is $1,500 a month. You rent it out to someone for $2,000 a month. You're making $500 in residual income every single month. Every time you pay your rent, you're making $500 a month. But you had to leverage 250,000. So I'm going to show you an even better and easier way, a simpler way to earn $500 in residual income a month and beyond. Okay, now the third thing is that there are no qualifications or experience needed here. Does not matter how your past was. Doesn't matter. You don't have to have a great resume. You didn't have to go to the best schools. You didn't have to go to Yale, and you could have been to jail. Okay, I've been to jail several times. Younger, I was just kind of an idiot. And then older, just got myself in trouble. Right. And so I say this to you because I've been able to earn millions of dollars in this industry. I've helped dozens of people earn a 6-figure plus income in this industry. And a lot of them didn't have the experience, so if I could do it and they could do it, then you on this call can 100% do it. And there are team building incentives. So that means that you're in business for yourself here, but you're not in business by yourself. You have a whole system that's here to help you get to where you want to go. And so let's get into the rank, reward, bonuses, and the pay plan. So there's a couple of things you have to note. There's some qualifications. So there's the rank name, which is like your corporate role. There's the network size, which is, whenever you look at any business, whether you're a doctor or you're a health coach, right, you're getting paid off of building a network of clients, right? Like a doctor, let's say every 3 months, the doctor has people coming in to do a checkup. He has a network of clients he's built. That's how he gets paid. A health coach, right, he has like a network of clients that come to him like every month or however long, or maybe every week or whatever. He creates like meal plans and workout plans or whatever, and he gets paid. So every business creates a network of clients. Okay. So there's personal referrals. So this means the people you personally referred, and this should be weekly pay. The guy still hasn't fixed it, so it should be weekly pay. So this is the first way you get paid out. You get paid out every Friday. The second way you get paid is a one-time rank bonus. So this is paid out at the end of the month. And then there's the direct bonus, which is paid out at the end of the month as well. It's usually $50 that you get per membership that you personally refer. But until pre-launch is over, you're getting $100 per membership. Pretty awesome. Okay, so to hit the rank of inviter, you need to have 2 on your left team, 1 on your right team. Out of those 3, you only need to refer to personally. So let's say it's your mom and your dad, and then your dad invites your uncle. Okay. Now you have 3 total, 2 on your left, 1 on your right, or 2 on your right, 1 on your left. Now you're earning $25 a week, which is $100 a month. Congratulations, you are an inviter. And don't forget, you also get $100 per direct referral. So that's 100, 100 plus another 100. That's $300. So say you did that in your first month. You just made $300 in your first month just by referring 2 people. Pretty awesome. Now, connector 200, same thing. You only need 2, right? So total, your network size total, you need 4 on your left, 4 on your right. So that's 8 total. Out of this 8, you only need 2. So it's your mom and your dad. And all you're going to do is you're going to focus on this rank right here. You're going to teach your 2 to hit inviter. So you're going to help them hit inviter. And then once you have 4 on your left, 4 on your right, you're getting paid $50 a week, which is $200 a month. And then you get a one-time rank bonus of $200. Amazing. So same thing. You're going to teach your mom, your dad how to hit inviter. They're going to teach their people how to hit inviter. And then once you have 10 on your right, 10 on your right, 10 on your left, you're getting paid $125 a week, which is $500 a month. And then you get a one-time bonus of $500 one time. Awesome. So it's all about duplication here. It's all about duplicating the process of hitting this rank right here and duplicating it down to every single one of your leaders. Okay. Connector 900, 20 on your left, 20 on your right. Out of those 40 total, you only need 2. You're getting paid $225 a week, which is $900 a month. And then $900 one-time rank bonus. Awesome. So like I said, it would take you $250,000 just to earn $500 in residual income. Well, all you had to do is refer to, show them how to do the same thing, and so on and so forth. Now you're at $500 a month, which is, surpassing, I would say, $250,000 investment, because with real estate, you're still responsible for all the overhead, right? Like the fixing the roof, the toilet, if someone breaks in, all of these things. Here, this is completely profit. This is 100% profit, and then the other thing is that you can actually start to invest into, for example, like Apollo. You can take that $1,000, you're earning $500 from the weekly, $500 one-time bonus. That's $1,000. You can put it into Apollo. You're earning residual income from the plan and then passive income from the AI. And we have some people that have already crushed it, like Tui. He's out in Australia. He hit this rank before his first month, so absolutely amazing. It's definitely possible. We got Chris. He's right around the corner from 500. And I want to shout out Miles for hitting the rank of inviter, Vanessa for hitting inviter, Paul for hitting inviter. Who am I missing? Seppi for hitting connector 200. And we just got a lot of people that are ranking up in this plan, and we're just starting. So connector 1500, 40 on your left, 40 on your right. Out of these 80 total, you only need 2 on your left, 2 on your right. You're earning $375 a week, which is $1,500 a month. And then you get a one-time bonus of $1,500. So awesome. It just continues to duplicate. Like you go from 40 to 75, 40 to 75. Out of those 150, you only need to bring 4. You're earning yourself $3,000 a month, so on and so forth. Okay, so you can go part-time here where you're earning $500 a month. You can go full-time earning $9,000 a month, or you can go big time where you're earning $25,000 every single month. So actually Speaker 25K, there is a new bonus that gets opened up for you. So Speaker 25K and beyond, you get something called the Global Pool Bonus, which is paid out once a month. And it is where we take 1% of all the global sales and we split it amongst the number of shares that are in the company. So once you get this from Speaker 25K and beyond, you get 1 share. Let's say it's $1 million in the pool and there's 10 shares. So 10 divided by $1 million is 100,000 per share. If you're at Speaker 25K, you're getting an extra $100,000 every single month on top of the 25K you're already earning. And then At Master 750K, you actually Master 750K and beyond, you get 2 shares. So if one share is 100,000, 2 shares is 200, you're getting an extra 200,000 on top of the 750,000 that you're already earning every single month. And so maybe you're wondering, like, I don't know if I could do this. I don't know if I have what it takes. Let me just give you an example of why I know that you can do this. So it was 8 years ago. I had a friend, her name was Tiffany. She was 21 at the time. She was this Vietnamese girl that was one of my friends, and she worked at a restaurant. So she was a waitress, and she was earning less than $2,000 every single month. It's obviously it goes up and down depending, as a waitress. And so she ended up joining because she knew she had to make a change in her life, which, by the way, the company we built was nowhere near as amazing as this. It was literally blueberry juice, okay? Just for an example. And it's like 6 times more, for the investment is 6 times more. The buying is 6 times more. So she got started with us. And she said, "Hey, Sam, like I want to do this, but I can't do what you're doing. I can't present. I'm very shy." And so I said, "Look, all you have to do is invite people." Because that was what one of my mentors told me when I first got started. He said, "The person that gets the most butts in the seats makes the most money." Because everything was in person at the time when I started. We didn't have Zoom. We didn't have this ability to reach everyone around the world utilizing the internet. So she did the same where she was inviting to the Starbucks meetings we had. Zoom was starting to pop off at that time. So she started to also invite to the Zooms. And within 3 months, she went from earning $2,000 a month as a waitress to earning over $15,000 every single month. Her mom, same thing. She was working at a warehouse. She went from earning whatever she was earning at the warehouse to earning over $10,000 a month. Her uncle, same thing. He barely came from Vietnam a couple of months prior, and he was working at Chase Bank, and he was earning over $10,000 every single month. And all they did was invite. All they did was just invite people. Hey, I got introduced to this awesome opportunity. Da 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 da. You got time to check it out? Sure. They hop on. They see the info. They got the credit. And so that's all you have to do. And by the way, they never did a single presentation until about 9 months into the business. So eventually you probably have to do what I do, but for the time being, just plug into the system and just start to invite people to come view this info. If you're already in the system, make sure that you're bringing someone with you every single time to view this info. So let's move forward. So like I said, you can make up to $4 million every single month. And we are in pre-launch. We're in pre-launch. And when it comes to business, I mean, I don't necessarily consider this a business because it's an ecosystem, and our ultimate goal is to help humanity raise their consciousness. But there is a business element. And when it comes to business, it's always about timing, timing, timing. And so I heard Tony Robbins say this the other day. He said that if you had purchased every single iPhone from the beginning of when they launched, it would be about $20,000 that you had purchased. That's the consumer mindset. If you take that exact same money, the 20,000 that you spent on iPhones, and you invest it in the stock when they first launched, you would have $200 million today. So that is the exact same opportunity that you have right now with Divinfi. You're at the right place at the right time with the right people. So make sure that you're taking advantage of this pre-launch opportunity. And if you're ready to get started, just know that Divinfi is more than just a financial system. It's a movement towards both financial freedom and personal empowerment. So if you are ready to get started, if you're watching this, whether you're on LinkedIn or Facebook or YouTube or any of these, or if you're here on Zoom, make sure to get back to the person that invited you or the page that you're watching this on and ask them for their unique link. So that way they get the credit for inviting you to this amazing system. And so with that being said, I'm going to actually just announce some prizes that we have for you guys, some awesome promotions. So 1 second. Okay. Sec. Okay. All right, awesome. So we have 2 more promotions on top of the double up promotion. If you hit these qualifications by August the 18th, scratch this, it's August the 18th. If you hit 10 directs, you bring 10 people in directly yourself, you get a brand new GoPro. You bring 20 directs, you get a brand new iPhone. And if you bring 30 directs, you get a brand new MacBook. Doesn't matter if you have 1,000 people to qualify, we're giving 1,000 of these prizes. And we have our last promotion, which is if you hit connector 1,500 by the 18th of August, we're giving you a 3-day, 2-night stay at the hotel that we're having our first Divinfi event. And if you hit connector 3,000, we're going to do an all-inclusive for you. So we're going to pay for your flight, we're going to pay for your hotel, and then also VIP access to the event for all connector 3,000s. Does not matter if you have 1,000, we're giving away 1,000 of these prizes. And if you want to stay connected, all things Divinfi, scan this QR code. I would follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Telegram. We're going to be updating those periodically. And so what I'll do now is open it up for questions so we can make sure that you have all the info so you can make the right decision. So with this being said, let us answer some questions. Any questions, guys? It's awesome to see you all. Angel, LK, Tui, Rod, Chris, Miles, congratulations on all you guys that are ranking up. Super proud of you all. It's just the beginning. And just a reminder, you're in this, you're already in this. Make sure that you are inviting people because to be honest, this is how I feel, right? It's almost selfish not to share this with other people, especially after you experience what you experienced with Don's program. To keep this from other people, it's literally selfish because you never know who is going through what. If Jamie never shared this with me, I probably would not be here. I probably would be gone, like straight up. So, he could have just been like, "Oh, I don't know if he's gonna make it." You never know. Don't prejudge anyone. Maybe they need some emotional freedom. Maybe they've already gone and done. I don't know. Maybe they figured it out on their own. They got the consciousness level, but they don't have a vehicle to create financial freedom. So don't prejudge anybody, especially nowadays, right? Like you just never know. People are going through a lot of stuff right now, and we have the perfect solution for everybody on the planet. So what I would suggest is create that list of people and continue adding to that list. Continue adding to the list. Literally, I mean, I think I might have invited 22 or 23 people already personally. I barely have hit my list because I'm doing these constantly. I'm helping everyone on my team make sure that like there's literally an endless amount of supply of people that need this solution. So do your due diligence, create the list, reach out to the people, utilize the different tools. We have the 2 videos. We have a 3rd video coming, or actually it's already done. I'll drop all of that in the Telegram group. And then we have a funnel that's going to be created as well, where it will direct them to the Facebook group. And then now they're in the Facebook group, they'll get all the updates, they'll see all that, and it will actually ask them like, okay, who referred you here and all that. So that way they can now come into the system and they're just staying in the loop. And then eventually they'll end up joining. So use the system, ask for help. We're here to support you. Your success is literally our success because the end goal is to raise humanity's consciousness and create true freedom for everyone. So I love you guys. Let's do this. We're in it together. And we'll see you at 5 a.m. Dubai time. And yeah,
Thanks, Sam. Peace out, brother.
I love. See you guys.